All right, so I'm gonna walk you through what makes a website HIPAA compliant step by step so that you can fix yours or make sure that you just build it right from the get-go. All right, so to start off, what actually constitutes PHI? This extends way beyond what the person's blood pressure was when they came in last week. It can include things such as specific pages that indicate that the visitor may be suffering from a specific condition. In other words, Jeff Loves Baseball, gmail.com, visits your website, looks at the ED page, then you send that information back to Google servers via Google Analytics or YouTube. HIPAA violation. It can be that you are a chiropractor and you have the Metapixel installed on your website, someone schedules an appointment and you send back an event that says appointment scheduled to Meta, HIPAA violation. It can include something like someone goes to your website, they fill out the form saying, I've been getting frequent migraines and I would like to schedule an appointment. That sends that information over to the GoDaddy server. GoDaddy did not sign a BAA with you, HIPAA violation. So basically this means that information that you share about the pages that people visit on your website, the actions that they take on your website, and the information that they enter into the forms on your website all needs to be kept under lock and key, and any third parties such as Google, YouTube, Meta, your hosting company need to have signed a business associates agreement with you in order for you to maintain your HIPAA compliance. So these are the 8 things that you need to start off with if you're going to get serious about making sure that your website is protecting PHI and remaining HIPAA compliant. 1, you need a business associates agreement. Every vendor that touches PHI needs to sign a BAA, including us if you're working with us. It's a legal contract that makes the vendor liable for protecting PHI and will make them contact you if there's ever any sort of breach of data. Item number 2, you have SSL TLS Encryption. Yeah, we're talking about that little lock in the browser when people visit your website. You need TLS 1.2 at a minimum, and you also need HSTS, which forces every single connection to use the HTTPS. That way nobody accidentally loads an unencrypted version of your website when they're visiting you from, like, I don't know, a Starbucks or something. Item number 3, HIPAA-Compliant Hosting. Even if you don't have a contact form on your website, if your hosting has something like cPanel that is tracking the IP addresses of the people that visit your website and does process any information that anyone enters into a contact form, it processes the pages that they visit, they need to have a BAA with you. Otherwise, HIPAA violation. Now, shared hosting like Bluehost, GoDaddy, HostGator, they do not provide BAAs. AWS, Google Cloud, and some dedicated specific HIPAA compliant hosting providers will. Now, expect to spend at least $100 a month for your hosting at this point. HIPAA compliance doesn't come cheap. Item number 4 to check, secure your web forms. This is where most healthcare websites fail. There's a few things that a compliant contact form is going to need. First, encryption in transit, meaning somebody fills out that form, everything's encrypted. Second, a BAA from whomever the form provider actually is, which will often be your hosting company, but if you're using something like JotForm, you'll need it from them. The form has to have access controls as far as who can actually view what was entered. Like, the last thing you need is your web developer in Pakistan to be able to see who is scheduling appointments at your clinic in Atlanta. Truth be told, if you're going to be serious about this, I would go with one of the solutions that advertises itself as being HIPAA compliant versus trying to duct tape together a solution. Step number 5, your analytics and tracking. Google Analytics out of the box, HIPAA violation. Your Metapixel configured improperly, another HIPAA violation. Any sort of web analytics on your hosting when the hosting company has not signed the BAA, HIPAA violation. Embedded YouTube videos also send analytics from your website back to YouTube. I've heard of hospital systems getting massive fines just for having YouTube embeds, so don't do it if you really care about maintaining airtight HIPAA compliance. Now, does this mean that you cannot have any Google Analytics at all and no Metapixel at all? No. In the case of Google Analytics, using server-side Google Tag Manager in a way that's going to strip anything that would be deemed PHI or PII can allow you to send conversion data back to Google and let you know how your campaigns are performing without telling Alphabet who is actually scheduling appointments with you. Same thing goes for Meta. I have an entire video that talks about HIPAA-compliant Facebook ads. I'm going to link to it in the description. But if you're going to be serious about doing this, just make sure that you know what you're doing. And on the topic of analytics, I'm going to share with you that even if you're doing this in a HIPAA-compliant fashion, you are painting a bullseye in your back if you're doing any retargeting. Look, remarketing is just going to creep some of your patients out. They might contact an attorney looking for a big payday from an attractive lawsuit. And it very well may be that you did everything the way you're supposed to, but when they start digging around, they find other stuff that they can get you for. I would suggest that you abstain from anything resembling remarketing, even if you're doing so in a way that is not violating any sort of standards. Step number 7, audit logging. HIPAA requires that you keep a log of anyone that accessed anything for any system handling anything resembling electronic PHI. So you need to enable access logs on your hosting. You should install an audit trail plugin if you're using WordPress. This will let you know who changed what in the back end. That also means you can't have one single login for all the people that can access the website. And you need to keep this record somewhere. And step 8, you need to keep encrypted backups in a BAA covered environment. You have to define a retention policy. In other words, like how long do you keep submissions? How long do you keep backups of the website? And make sure that when you actually get rid of it, it is actually destroyed. All right, so if you want to check out how to run meta ads that are not going to violate HIPAA, right there's your video. Check it out next.